From all the good vibes to the variety of games, he's known to play everything. You can see him running the streets in Assassin's Creed, playing everything, or like killing everyone actually, to probably Marvel Rivals and beyond. Today my guest is super cool, super chill, and we're gonna be chatting, him and I. This is a re-recording, by the way, because I upgraded my PC and the previous recording got deleted. I should have moved them first, but that's fine. That's how content works sometimes. But please welcome my friend Sir Icon to today's episode. Hi, Icon.
Hey. Hello, thank you for having me yet again, Lucy.
Of course. I'm really like I feel flustered and frustrated because like in the process I've lost 3 episodes and I should have like moved them, and I didn't know that.
Hey,
My
it's
NVMe.
we live, we learn. We
Yeah.
live and we learn.
I didn't know
You
that.
know,
Didn't know that my NVMe is gonna break on me, like the one that has a C drive or the brain, and I should have. Well, saying should have when I could have, but that's fine. Anyways,
that's hindsight.
yeah. The first thing I always ask my guest is, "How are you doing today?"
Hey, I'm doing well. I mean, it's life's been busy with work. Very recently, it's been a lot of cruel long hours, little sleep, but you know we're getting through it. We're marching on, and you know, hey, it's better than being quiet and being scared, because obviously
Yeah.
the world's quite a tough place. So you know, at the moment, I'm in a fortunate position to be busy with work, and hey, we crack on with it and we get through it.
Yeah, exactly. Can you tell me, let's start with Twitch actually. Can you tell me about how you discovered Twitch and how you decided to become a streamer? And also tell me a little bit about the channel, please.
Okay, my journey of Twitch. I mean, the first time I ever knew of Twitch this is going way back to Call of Duty days, where people started streaming on that, whether it was like competitive Call of Duty. So that was like my first ever like watching like Scumpy Nadeshot was the first time I ever really watched like streaming. I was more of a YouTube person more than Twitch. In terms of like Twitch and how I kind of got here, a random day I was just like I was bored, nothing to do. Like friends are, you know, when you like used to like game with friends or going out or something, it was just a case of, oh, everyone's busy, I haven't got anything to do. And lo and behold, I was like, I tell you what, I haven't been on Twitch in ages, and I literally through a recommendation, when you like scrolling like who was live, found a channel which is kind of like started the whole journey of my whole like me streaming, friends that I've known, and it was the whole kickstart, and that was through just watching a streamer called Belair, and yeah, through that it was just like this whole circle of like meeting people.
Yeah.
You know, like and like which kind of scares. I wouldn't say scares me, but like what I quickly learned for everything, it was like it feels like the communities that I'm in all sort of like link. It's like one big circle of, you know, like not everybody knows everybody, but through like, you know, me starting at Belair led to other people like Sin led me to you, and it's sort of all just jumbled on, where it's like you know you see people that you watch, you speak to in other Twitch chats, and you know it's like oh you're here. I mean we've had interactions where I've gone through like just popping in saying hello to people in chat, and it's like, oh hi Brucey.
Oh yeah.
You know,
we meet a lot like along the way. Like we meet in so many channels, especially like the channel I met Icon in was I think Slack Jeff, and from Slack Jeff I met like a lot of amazing people. With Icon being one of them, and since you mentioned Sin, who is now Sin Time, not Sin God One anymore.
Yeah. he's still the most sus. I'm gonna have that on there. He'll laugh when he hears that.
I
If
agree.
he watches, he's the most sus. But yeah, so pretty much through there, it was meeting people and just chatting to people. Whether it was like Lilo, the biggest one I suppose for me was Bean Quake, or I think is now on Twitch as like Lord Commander Bean Quake, and just developing the friendships and being very close. I mean, especially me and Lilo. You know, hey, everyone sort of says you two, you two joint at the hip.
Yeah.
We call ourselves, we're like brothers because we talk most days off the streams. We know what's going on in each other's personal lives. So we linked up very lot and very similar sense of humor. Very, if you see us together, maybe you might dread it, you might not, but people sort of like, we bounce off the fun of off each other. So it's always a fun time seeing us, I guess, together, because it's as Lena will call it, it's two nuts in the same sack, or two peas in a pod is kind of how we are. But
Yeah.
if it in terms of me actually starting up the stream was interesting, because my journey was like, oh, it's really fun watching people stream, and it's I was enjoying content, I was enjoying getting to know people, and joining and then it was a case of when you become like a regular in certain streams and people get familiar with you, and then it was like, oh, they have a Discord, and I was never really big into Discords, and so I was like, oh, I'll join the Discord, see what it's about. And then you get to like you get to hang and talk with people like sort of away from the stream, and again, it was just one of them where it helped build up relationships. And me and Bean kind of hit it off, and I noticed that he was streaming, so like on an afternoon where it was like, oh, I'm gonna check him out, and it was sort of like, oh, I know who you are. You got at the time I was just under Icon. I wasn't Star Icon then, but it's like that friend, that, oh, I recognize that name. So through meeting Bean and like kind of supporting Bean, playing games with him on his stream, he sort of was the guy that sort of said, dude, you could do this. Why don't you try streaming? And I was always like, I'm in an RX, because I was always like, I'm a bit cautious. It's like, oh, what does my voice sound like? To me, I don't like it, but so I was like, oh, would I be entertaining? I don't know. But he kind of gave me like the courage to say, try it, because it's like he sort of went, you playing with me, then hearing you, the audience, they're sort of like, they're asking, who are you? And they sort of like started asking like, hey, when's Icon, when are you and Icon next going to play together? And people sort of like the energy that I was giving off and the fun aspect that I try and do. And yeah, through that, it was just like, this is it. I'm going to start streaming. And hey, I call myself Scuff because of my stream, but it is scuffed. It is, I will never, I think I could stream for like, if I streamed for 10 years and somehow like made it real, I would still say I'm scuffed. I am, that's just me. There's always going to be mistakes. There's always my ways. Like,
it's not a stream. It's not a stream without like any scuffness or tech issues.
Yeah, exactly. That's my way of looking at it. It's like, hey, I'm here for fun. As much as we would love everything to run smoothly.
Yeah,
When's that ever gonna happen?
But also, like, I don't know if, like, I'm gonna say this, but like, Icon told me that he got a PC recently. I don't know if you set it up yet, but like prior to this podcast so far, you've streamed only directly from console. Like, I don't think there would be any major issues on console per se.
I mean, what I've discovered, like, console streaming, and I'll say this because I say it about me. Where I see it, I'm very basic bitch, I guess, because like, you're limited. It is very limited, and it was the reason why I wanted to get a PC, which unfortunately is still nowhere near getting set up because I've been so busy with work. But eventually we will move over to that. But it's like the little things of when you start off, I guess, you know, it's been fine. You know, I can stream games, I've got the chat up, I can interact with people. But like PC streaming, you can do so much more to
You're more in control.
little things. Yeah, little things that just make it that little bit more fun, that little bit better. Whether it's, you know, having transition screens, whether you go for like a face cam where you know, an overlay. You may, if you're not going to do face cam, you can do like is it a PNG or like VTuber model if that's kind of your thing. You know, it just adds a little bit, like redeems, like, you know, you yourself recently have worked on a load of new redeems, whereas like for me it's like very limited of what I can do at the moment. And that's like kind of like the stage was like, hey, I'm gonna try it. Are people, you know, see how it goes? Are people gonna take to me? Do people gonna like what I can do at the moment? You know, it's very limited, but people have always sort of said like, we enjoy hanging out with you and the vibe that you give off. I mean, I play a lot of older games, so like people won't really be there.
And FPS like not first person shooters, but like PvP games like Marvel Rivals and Overwatch and these as well.
You know, old
these can get chaotic.
Creed, you know, I've done like certain other like story game modes. I was even thinking about doing Detroit Become Human recently.
Do that. That's a great game, honestly. I need to go and revisit this.
There's so many like solo games out there because, you know, like I love getting to play with people. So whether I do that on like Fortnite or, you know, like a community kind of game, which, you know, again, being on a PlayStation, it's very much like, you know, cross-play games are very limited.
Yeah.
But it's also like, you know, there's so many times where you can't do it with PC players, and, you know, so yeah, you know, on them little fronts, it gets a little tough. But, you know, I try to do that. But I also do love playing like solo player games where I can sort of be like, hey, it's me in the game. The chat's there. I'm more, you know, when it doesn't take your concentration away. Because if you're doing like FPS games, I've noticed like sometimes I can struggle to keep up with chat because like you got to lock in on the moment, and it might be like,
oh my god,
require me like 3 minutes of full-on like concentration.
Like even shooters on controller, I've been finding some troubles using controller and shooting, because now that I'm playing on keyboard and mouse, it's easier to control with the mouse, you know, like, okay, you gotta aim and sometimes the target moves easily. The controller or the joysticks aren't that fast.
See, like, I will probably get heat for this, for anybody that's like into like first-person shooters or shooting it. I think it's harder, even though controller has aim assist. I still think it's easier playing on keyboard and mouse to be more accurate and quicker reaction than it ever is on a controller, because you're only using like little thumbs on a little stick to move. So, but yeah, I used to do like on an old laptop. I play like Counter-Strike going way back, so I had a bit of experience on keyboard and mouse. It'll be something that once I do get set up with it, I still think I will be going through like the capture card route, so that way I can still, because I've got a lot of games on PlayStation, so I can still, if I go on to do it that way, I can still have like the games on the PlayStation, put it up to a capture card, whilst then doing the stream through the PC, so I can actually like add all the little things that I said previously mentioned, just to make like you know, like the vision of what I was going for, like the theme of the Icon Cantina, come to more of a life and just being like, hey, it's Icon, I'm on a PlayStation, and that's kind of it. So, you know, I'm you know, it's unfortunate timing right now for me because I've never been this busy with work this time of the year.
Yeah.
So normally it would be like a case of I can get things ready and this PC will be up and done. And like I could be like setting up like the backing for the wall when I do face cams and things like that. But unfortunately, I've just been that busy that it's like, well, I haven't done a thing yet. I haven't streamed in a little while either. Which
Oh
is
yeah,
kind of,
it's been a while, but like life can get in the way. As I said, like it got in the way
yeah,
for me, like with the podcast and with the PC things, and it all happens. It's normal. But
yeah.
um, since we're talking about this, where did the name Sir Icon 1001 come from, and why the 1001?
So, so Icon is kind of like basically the name that I had growing up with, like nickname, and I kind of used that for when I was doing like in the competitive Call of Duty scene when I was a bit younger and I had a bit more time on my hands. So it kind of like doing like game battles and like things like that. That was always the name that I had, and pretty much 1001 is a number that is like it's kind of followed me around for life. So and I always thought, it has a decent ring to it. Icon 1001. The actual Sir aspect came from Belair. So when she was thinking about like little things to upgrade her stream, I suggested to her like having like a wheel, like a prize wheel. So if somebody she sets how much whether it's bits, subs, tips, donations, whatever it may be, to have like a spin of like I think it was called the Wheel of Doom. But I sort of like suggested like, hey, you could do this, and maybe like she's very into like the gothic horror, castles, vampire, but she's a vampire kind of vibe. So her having like all like these swords and everything like that, I sort of suggested to her to say like, hey, maybe you could do like a knighting of for like a prize. So like whoever it is who lands on it, you can have like a cam on with a sword and like knight somebody. So basically, once I finally won the prize.
Yeah, but I thought you meant by knighting. I thought you meant like mod someone. Sorry.
Oh no, like a fun way of like how a king or queen would knight somebody, where it's like she would like
kneel.
set up a camera to be like you're kneeling and I've got the sword, and it'd be like I pronounce you Knight of Castle Belair kind of thing.
Like when you put the sword on one shoulder and then the other, and then on their head.
So she was like really up for the idea. She was, and I believe still doing it now. But I kind of like sort of like, hey, I came up with that kind of idea to say, hey, maybe you could do that. And obviously she's changed it to suit her to be better and kind of things like that. But it was kind of like when I finally won the prize, I sort of went, you know what? Because I wasn't streaming when this happened. I was only like thinking about doing it at this time, but I won it, and I sort of went, I'm always in this community. Do you know what? As a laugh, and like kind of like I laugh, giggle, bit of show respect. So hey, I got knighted. I'm gonna add Sir in front of the name, and then ever since then it's always been like Sir Icon 1001 or 1001 as I always pronounce it. So literally from there, I've even now I've debated, do I keep it, do I not, do I just go back to being Icon 1001? But so do you know what, it's got a nice ring to it, it's kind of stuck. So people that know me, yourself, you know me as Icon. So if you know me, call me like kind of whatever you want, really, I guess. But so yeah, that's kind of how the name originated to where it is today. So yeah, it's kind of stuck. And then ever since I started streaming, it's just been, I am Sir Icon 1001. So hey, I believe it will stay, because I think it's kind of like a nice touch to like what kind of brought me into the Twitch world of where I'm at now.
Yeah. Do you remember what was the first ever game you streamed on Twitch?
it's either Assassin's Creed 1, the very first one, or it was Rocket League. It might have been Rocket League.
Yeah, I think they released like a new game similar to Rocket League. I think it's called Rematch or something. Have you heard of it?
I've not heard of that, no.
It's like the Rocket League, but with like people.
Oh, is that like, I might have seen something like that. I might have. I'd have to search it up. Know if it was the one that I'm thinking that it is. But yeah, I think my first stream, like being like hella nervous or something, I had a friend, Hovey, Flying Hovis on Twitch, sort of like join me to say, hey, would you play Rocket League with me? Because I'm kind of nervous, but I don't have a clue what I'm doing. And hey, I just remember my first stream being kind of funny because Bean was like, hey, when you stream, I'm going to be there. And like trying to set up like bots and things like that. And I just remember Bean coming in all hyped and excited for me. And within like 30 seconds, Nightbot just evaporated him out of there.
Oh my god, yeah, Nightbot can get feral.
Yeah, it was just like one of these where it's like I didn't look into like the safety settings or, you know, kind of things like that, where it was like had limits on how many emotes you could use. So I think you used like 5 emotes, and the links one I got that one off straight away. I knew that one, you know, but I had Bean sort of say, hey, you don't want people posting links, especially you know, at this stage. So
which is why some roles also help with that, like mods or VIPs can bypass that.
Yeah, I got to say, so like my mods can, and I believe my VIPs can. My VIPs can post links and do things like that. So, but anybody else, it's like it's locked off. But I think it was, I think he spammed like messages quickly, and he put like 5 emotes in a message, and I just went like timeout, ban. just hit him so quick. And
oh
like,
wow.
Whoopsie, let me fix this. And like being here, be a mod, help me. But hey, you know, it's just like one of the things, you've all got to start somewhere. And I'm sure many other people had have their own stories of when they first streamed and having like friends come in and it all going tits up.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about like your chat and your channel. Besides graphic artists or bots or anything, what could get like, what are the limits in your chat? Like what could get someone banned, what's allowed, what isn't?
I mean, I'm very, you know, like I'm very kind of like yourself. Like at the end, I'm here to have fun. I want people to enjoy themselves, and you know, it's like kind of like a branch of, hey, people from all the communities come together here, whether it's to see me, but then you also get to see like other people. So I don't want like, you know, no racism, no like you know, I try and avoid politics. I don't want any politics actually being spoken about, because that's a very sensitive subject, and you know, I don't want drama being caused over there. You know, no, I don't want no sexism. You know, it's just one of the, like, hey, people can swear, you know, I mean, hey, you've seen me enough times in streams. I do sound like a trooper, you know, and it's kind of like, I do have mods, decent little mods, Lilo being one. He will be there around me for a fair bit, but you know, like, you know, I never put any pressure on the mods to ever say like, hey, if I'm streaming, I need you there, kind of thing. It's more a case, if they're there, they would help me out with monetize, you know, not monetizing. What's the word I'm after? Sort of controlling things. And it's just like one of them where like, hey, I've seen people like get into arguments, and it's just a case of like, for me, it's like, you know, hey, if I go step in and sort of be like, hey, enough's enough on this conversation, kind of thing, like let's back off, agree to disagree on certain things. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm very much for the fun and the vibes. So you know, I think you've known me long enough, like I'm, you know, you can say kind of what you like with me. You know, you can take the mick out of me or have as much banter as you want. You know, as long as everything's kept under a, you know, it is fun and friendly between people. then I'm all okay with it. It's just, yeah, I just don't want anybody coming in to, you know, break like the classic rules that people set. You know, I don't want anybody, you know, insulting any members from the LGBTQ. So, you know, because I've got a lot of friends that are members of them communities, and you know, it's like I want it to be a safe, fun space for anybody to ever come hang out with, chill with, and you know, at the end of the day, I've made so many friends there, and you know, I've got a, you know, though very small, I've got, you know, a very good community or branches into other communities where everyone sort of like comes to form this big circle, and you know, so I don't really have much trouble at all. You know, you might get the odd person come in there, whether it's you know, playing like Rivals or Overwatch, where if I'm like streaming with with a friend who has it in their like game name, where they might come over and try and like insult people or whatnot. And you know, hey, I suppose with streaming, you always have somebody that's there to try stir up a scene. So you know, it's one of them things. As you see it more, you know, you know, unfortunately, being small time, you do have like bots that will like try post messages, but again, you can set up like, you know, basically to, you know, time them out or ban them and delete the messages. So hey, at the end of the day, I'm all about the fun. I want to have good vibes. I want people to have a laugh and feel like, you know, hey, I like being here, it's safe, and it's a fun time.
Yeah, and that's the fun of it. So before we jump into the next segment, to the people who are starting or who are wanting to start streaming or are thinking about it, what is one thing or advice you want to give them?
One piece of advice that I would say is to people that start, you know, and maybe this is a bit wrong for me to say because I was very hesitant, but it's just one of the things that you just go for it. And you know, at the start, you know, I remember the days where, you know, I was a bit more fortunate then. Like, you know, I wasn't just on Twitch and like I knew nothing or nobody. So I actually had like branches of, you know, making friends through other communities to sort of like, you know, whether it was through Bean and you know, like having Sin turn up, and I had a few people to actually be there and support me, which was very nice. But the biggest piece of advice I could say to people is talk. You know, I've seen I've tried to help out where I can, where I see like smaller me streamers, and try like help them out, or like you know, there'll be like a friend that I watch, whether it's like from Arky, he'll be like, you know, hey, this person's streaming, and I'll like go to watch them, and I'll be like, ooh, they don't, you know, there's like maybe only a handful of people here, but like I think it's very good if you can like talk, whether it's talking about the game, having a conversation. If you know, even though it might be feeling that you're only talking to yourself, I think if you can talk, that will encourage people to sort of get a feel for you as an individual on there, how you are. And I think it's more welcoming than just being like silent and playing a game, if that makes sense.
Okay, so now we're gonna hop on to segment 2, which is the lightning round. Basically, I'm gonna ask about like random questions. Feel free to either give a brief answer or a vague answer. It's up to you. Do you mind telling me and the listeners what's your daily routine?
My daily routine, that will all depend on what work and whereabouts the work is that goes to there. So I don't sleep a great deal. Some days it's not at all. So it all depends on what's going on in terms of work. So my daily routine, there isn't really much of a routine. Every day's different.
Okay, so if you were to be any object or creature, whether the creature being real or fictional, Who would you pay, or what would you be, and why?
That's a good question, Lucy. Wow. This is a lightning round. It's like I gotta think. Probably something maybe like with telekinesis powers. If that's like a fictional thing, there's like I suppose they are fictional characters where it's like superheroes kind of thing. But telekinesis powers. 'Cause I think that would make my life a lot easier, and I think I could do a lot of good for people with certain abilities that come with it.
Yeah. So speaking of like superpowers or something, if you had one special superpower, what would it be and why? And how would you use it?
I mean, I kind of feel like that is kind of like the last question. So it would be telekinesis. You could do so much for so many people. Whether it's as simple as like you can travel way more faster because you can like use it to float across everywhere instead of like having to drive, catch planes, do so. You could literally go over to people when you need them, whether it's friends or whatnot, to help them out, to just even be there. We all go through a lot of our own mental battles and struggles, and sometimes, especially with me, like learning friends that are in the different countries to me, just to be able to be like, hey, instead of being like so far away from you and we're just talking over the phone, I can literally be there. Just something as little as that can do wonders for people that are struggling.
Yeah.
That's just one example.
Yeah. What would you do with £1 million?
Oh Jesus! What would I do with £1 million? There is a list of people that I would certainly want to help financially that have been superb to me, and would have looked after me in little ways, and I would certainly return that for them. In terms of myself, probably get myself like a bigger streaming room and maybe like invest it into sort of like certain content ideas and creations.
Okay. What's one thing you spend a lot of money on besides games and stream-related stuff?
Well, excluding work. I used to play. I used to have hobbies. I'd say are we excluding mobile games? Because I had a mobile game that I played that I've spent a little bit of money over the years on. But I'd say like hobbies has been like golf, table tennis, and certain sports like that before. So especially golf, because golf was expensive. But I used to go out with a few friends to play golf a fair bit. So that was probably like my most expensive hobby.
Fair. This is probably gonna be a 3-part question. What's one of your all-time favorite songs?
Oh, my music taste goes everywhere. I'm into everything. So that to me is very hard to answer on the song, because I think you could ask me that again tomorrow and it would change. And if it hasn't changed by tomorrow, by the next week, it will certainly have changed. So
Yeah.
But Linkin Park was probably one of my favorite bands ever. So I'm a big supporter, or was a big supporter of them. So I could name one of them. There's certain new music that I've been. Well, it's not new music, but it's new to me that I've learned. Like Beans got me into Sleep Token. So I've been enjoying a lot of their stuff. There's certain other artists, which are a lot smaller. So that's tough to name one song, because I think I'd think you could ask me that in 5 hours and it'd probably change. To be awkward.
Yeah. Same question for TV shows or series. Like, what's one of your favorite TV shows or series?
Probably what I would say to the other day, Sons of Anarchy was one of my favorite watches. I got so invested into that, and I've actually watched it multiple times. And like the first watch, I was there for the journey, and I was like, I didn't quite understand certain things of why things were happening, but it was like the excitement of being taken on the journey. The second watch, when I had more of a understanding of things, that's when I could see all the magic. That was it really brought out the magic of what they did on that show. So I'd say Sons of Anarchy is my favorite TV series.
Nice. Last part of the question is, what's one of your all-time favorite movies?
Could be Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, wow. Why this one specifically?
Why? Hey, you know I'm a big Star Wars geek. I do love my Star Wars. I remember watching that in the cinemas and just being blown away. And I still think it has the best lightsaber combat or lightsaber duels out of any TV shows that Disney have done, and the films that they have done in terms of live action. I think it's still holds up to be the best. And I think it just being that Star Wars fan, where knowing, seeing the old ones from episode 4 to 6, and then having like episodes 1 and 2, we knew where the story was going, but it was like to complete like the kind of like the whole Skywalker kind of saga until obviously Disney picks it up many years later. But I think episode 3 goes down as probably my favorite.
Yeah. What's your biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve, I would say, when you're out with friends, or like having a meal with friends, and someone's on their phone all the time. I'd say that.
Yeah, mine would be like miscommunication, or probably like lying. But recently, it's really been like people taking other people's sides for something that didn't happen when they were around.
I wouldn't pet peeve. I sort of like, I took that as like some things that are like that are small that will irritate you.
Yeah.
Lying is on a lot. That's a bigger scale.
Yeah.
No. When you're dealing with trust and betraying trust, that isn't like that's kind of like, that's like a red flag of like, it's like I'm done.
Yeah. No,
Whereas
but like
little pet peeve, I sort of be like, that's frustrating as hell, and it could be like, hey, maybe interact with us instead of being on your phone, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like people are all good about it, but if you're straight up lying, then that's poof.
I mean, on that scale, I really don't like someone who is like annoying or irritating or does stuff just to irritate you. But going back on the bigger scale, as I was saying, like as of recently, people taking other people's sides for stuff or dramas that didn't happen when these recent people weren't there. Like, okay, we've heard stories, now we're taking their side, goodbye. So
yeah, though it gets very, very awkward with people, because I think, I'm not saying this for everybody, but some people are very quick to jump on a thing when reality, there's two sides to every story. And if you don't know the whole picture, to be, hey, you can hear something that sounds really bad, but it's a kind of, some people might be very quick to be like, oh, that's terrible, no, I can't like them. Some people be like, I want to try figure out the truth here, like try and get the understand, because there's always two truths. There's always two truths to like disagreements, arguments, fallouts between people. There's always two truths. So get an idea for the facts, and if it's a falling out with somebody, or someone said something, done something behind the back, you kind of have to use your judgment of how have they been like with me, and what have they been like with me? Have they ever shown these sort of signs of these kind of things? And sort of get an understanding to be like, then make your decision. But if it's just based on someone saying like they did this, and it sounds so out of character, and you just go, oh, I don't like them, if you would actually like, give a bit of thought or a time to sort of say, hey, this is what's
What I've heard.
attention. What is your side of the story here? What's going on? Then you can make a judgment of things.
Yeah, I mean, like, give people a chance. Like, you've known someone probably for almost a year now. They haven't done anything bad in your channel, but someone, let's say from that channel, notices something and then tells someone, and then the world spreads across, and like,
I
gossip
think a lot
is
of things
not good.
get a lot of lost in translation as well when it comes from third-party sources of this is what this person's told me.
Yeah.
But then you know when that's like gone through a few people, twists and turns come over because not every that one person's truth that said this then gets lost in translation when it's been told to 10 more people and then comes to you as the 11th. That isn't the exact same as what they told the original person. So I'm fortunate enough. I've been lucky and touch wood that I do get lucky because I don't really want to be involved in drama with people and fallouts with people. I'd like to say that I am very approachable to sort of say, like, if I've done something to upset somebody, that they can sort of like be able to talk to me, and I'll hear them out. And I think if things that happen when conflicts do happen between friends, family, whatever it is, if you're going to talk about things, both parties need to be able to, one, listen to each other. Do you know what I mean? They've got to be able to communicate, and it's like, tell me what I've got to listen to what they have to say and take it in, but also listen to my side of things. And it's kind of, I don't know if anything can be solved that quickly in one conversation, because somebody might say something to you that, one, upsets you and starts making you think very differently, or two, says something that impacts you where it actually makes you think, and you need to take that little bit of time to think about what they have said to then come up with a response. But it requires communication to actually listen to them out, and if they are speaking, don't interrupt with things. Okay. I think people are very quick on that.
Which of these three things would you give up if you ever had to? Money, gaming, or love?
Is that saying give up and that they don't exist for everybody, or just for me?
No, if they told you, like, okay, you can't have this one, and you can't have this one, but you can keep one of these and like have it forever. And by love, I don't mean only like partner. By love, I mean like having a partner or a lover in your life.
That's tough. If you could say get rid of money and it would not be an issue for people, I would say get rid of money, because gaming is fun.
Not initially people, just like you, let's say, only you.
Probably get rid of money.
Okay. If you had to switch lives with one celebrity from today, who would you pick and why?
Wow. Yeah. That's a good question. Put me on the spot. Maybe Ryan Reynolds, maybe.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool. A big Deadpool fan, so could be that. Maybe even Keanu Reeves, because I do have a big thing for Keanu Reeves. So one of them two, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay. So the next question are food related. What's your favorite drink of choice?
Drink of choice? I mean, I have to say the Monster Energy or the Mango Loco. I have to say that brand, the Mango Bros.
Yeah. If you could eat one thing or one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, that would be so boring. You'd hate it after, like you would enjoy it maybe the first few days. You're like, oh, this is nice, but
I
then as soon
mean,
as you've had it a couple of times, you're gonna go, oh,
you
I'm
could
fed with eating this.
if it was, let's say, pizza, for example, you could change the toppings. You could have different types of pizza every now and then.
I get fed up with pizza. Can't get fed up with pizza. No matter how many different toppings I have, I get fed. That's a tough question. I like my food too much. I'm a big guy. I like different foods. So if I had to pick a cuisine, which sort of gives me a bit more flexibility, I would pick Indian cuisine.
Okay, fair. What's your favorite comfort food of all time?
Comfort food.
Yeah, like mine is chocolate.
Oh. Yeah, I'd probably say chocolate. I'd probably say chocolate with that.
Yeah. Okay. What's the weirdest food you've ever had?
Weirdest, probably when I tried snails for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would never try snails. I really.
No, well, I tried them. They were like garlic snails. I remember. I remember trying them. I've ticked them off the list, and I won't do it again.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I was brave that day to even attempt it, but maybe that was me being a bit younger and be like, yeah, okay, I'll try it in front of everybody. I'll try them. But,
yeah.
So that's probably the weirdest food because I would never consider even having them again or going ever back to them again.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what is your favorite or a traditional food from your country that you want to introduce people to?
I hate our country.
So not beans on toast.
I think we are so boring. The only thing I will say that holds up is the breakfast.
English breakfast?
The English breakfast.
What is it made of? What is it made out of?
I mean, it would get word. Some people might call it Welsh breakfast, they might call it Scottish breakfast, but the kind of like the traditional full UK breakfast thing, you'd have like sausages, bacon, beans, fried bread, hash browns will be in there. Some people have tomatoes, mushrooms. There's a thing called black pudding as well, which that's not for me, but you know, a lot of people do put it in there with the breakfast side. I sort of say breakfast, eggs as well. Don't forget the eggs. So the full kind of like breakfast, I'd say, is probably the best thing, because I've seen other breakfasts that try to do similar things to it, and it never quite hits the mark. Okay,
that's fair. Now we're gonna go to segment 3, which is the mini games. You've played Fuck, Marry, Kill, you know, or Kill, Marry.
I know what's coming my way, and I remember how.
You remember that? Okay. You have 4 jokers, of course, as last time. But before that, in this mini game, I will name a set of 3 games each time. You will have to tell me which one you'd play, which one you'd delete from existence, and which one you'd uninstall. I'm saying this because we probably might have new listeners, so they know what's going on. And this also includes the whole franchise. And when I say play, it means you can keep it. It's there forever. When I say delete, it's gone forever. Poofed out of existence. And uninstall is kind of like a demo. Like you either play it all the way to the end, or just play a little bit, see if you like it. If you don't, you can like just never. You can never go back to it. This time you have 4 jokers that allow you to either delete all of the games during one of the questions or keep all of them. So you cannot uninstall one and then keep the other 2, or delete the other 2 and uninstall. You know the gist. You have also 2 skips if you feel stuck on some questions.
Okie dokie.
First one is, we're gonna switch things up this time. We're gonna start with PUBG, Overwatch, and Marvel Rivals.
So delete PUBG because I never played it. Currently keep Marvel Rivals
Yeah.
and uninstall Overwatch. I'd say that in current times that's what I'd go with.
Yeah. Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Battlefield.
Delete Battlefield, keep Call of Duty, and uninstall Counter-Strike.
Okay. Apex, Fortnite, Valorant.
Delete Val because I hate that it's region locked and
Mm.
I can't play with my friends in other countries. Keep Fortnite because I think that game's got offers a fair bit, and then uninstall the last one, Apex.
Fair. Next up we have Destiny 2, Helldivers, and The First Descendant.
Delete First Descendant because I've never played it. Uninstall Helldivers, and then keep Destiny 2 because I had so much fun on
Yeah.
I had fun on Destiny, the Destiny, so I'll keep that.
Yeah, fair. Tom Clancy's The Division. We have Cyberpunk and Rainbow Six Siege.
Delete Siege instantly. Uninstalled Division, keep Cyberpunk.
Okay. Next up we have Borderlands, the Metal Gear franchise, and Far Cry.
Wow, that was tough. I kind of want to answer it, but at the same time, I can't. So delete Far Cry,
Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear, and that's tough. I love Borderlands 2, so at least I'll get to play it if I like it. So uninstall Borderlands and keep Metal Gear because Metal Gear is
Fair.
amazing.
Next up we have Once Human, we have Enshrouded, and we have Grounded.
I'll use the Joker card and delete all.
Fair enough. Next up we have the Fallout series, Dead Space, and Mass Effect.
Oh, that's tough. Fallout. The Fallout New Vegas is amazing. Skip. That one's tough. I like them all.
Fair. So
You're
next,
gonna dip me with a horrible one here, ain't you? I know. Every time I use a joke card, it gets worse.
I mean, yeah, fair. This is the only segment where I get to be like evil.
Cruel.
Yeah. Next up we have Quake, Doom, and the Elder Scrolls series.
Delete Quake. I'll keep Doom and then uninstall Elder Scrolls.
Okay. Next up we have, before we go to the horror ones, we have Fall Guys, Party Animals, and Split Fiction.
See, I really want to play Split Fiction. This is something that I've wanted.
You should do it with no. You should do it with Lilo.
I wanted to do it with Lilo, but Lilo's got so busy. Obviously, I'm busy at the moment, but that was originally a plan. That is so originally a plan. So I haven't played it yet. I haven't even watched. I've watched like trailer of it and only very small snippets of it to sort of like keep it all as a surprise for myself. So I would have to say that would be the one that I uninstall. Maybe that would change after I do it. I'd keep Fall Guys and we'll delete what's the one that's left. I forgot his name.
Party Animals.
Party Animals, that's it, yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Pal World, Pokemon, and Palia.
Delete all with a I'll use a Joker card, delete all.
Fair. Next up we have Monster Hunter series. We have the Ark games, and we have what's it called? This one I'm just because I realized I had put two in the same, so scratch this one. We
Okay.
have Disney Dreamlight Valley, The Sims, and Inzoi.
I'll keep Sims, delete Enzoy, and uninstall. Uninstall the last one. I keep forgetting the name.
Disney Dreamlight Valley.
That's it. That's the one.
Fair. Okay. Just Cause, GTA, and Saints Row.
Delete Just Cause. Uninstall Saints Row. Keep GTA.
Okay. Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Persona.
Ooh. I'd keep Final Fantasy. Uninstall Persona and delete Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. We have Valheim, Stardew Valley, Minecraft.
I would keep Minecraft because I've enjoyed watching people play that. I haven't played it myself, but it would get rid of all everything that I watched. Uninstall Stardew Valley, and then it leaves me the last option: delete.
Okay, fair. Assassin's Creed, Uncharted, and Tomb Raider.
Oh, you did. This one's cruel. Skip.
Oh my god. Okay, that's the last
that one-
skip.
That's my last skip. It's so good.
Fair.
They're
All right.
Three amazing. They're just too good. I knew that was coming. I just can't delete any of them.
Fair. Now we have the horror aspect, which I made it a little bit shorter because I know like you might not know all of the games. But we have Dead by Daylight, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Friday the 13th.
Delete Dead by Daylight. I hate. I hate it. We have Five Nights at Freddy's and what was the last? Texas Chainsaw.
Not Five
I'll
Nights at
keep-
Freddy's, no. Texas
Oh, no,
Chainsaw
Friday the
Massacres. Hold on. I even lost it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Friday the 13th.
Keep Friday the 13th uninstall Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay. We have next up Repo, Lethal Company, and Sketchy's Contract.
Delete Sketch's Contract. Keep Repo because that's been quite fun to watch. Uninstall. Why do I keep forgetting that? Why do I always forget the last one? I always forget the last one. It's because I get two answers in my head, and then I'm like, the last one gets whatever it gets left.
Fair.
It's kind of that's my thought process to it. Which
I
one would I
mean-
keep? Which one would I delete?
Yeah. Next up we have Phasmo. We have Phasmo, Forewarned, and Demonologist.
I'd keep Phasmo because I just trying to play that certainly off stream more. The other two I could delete both. I could
Fair.
delete both, I guess.
I mean-
anyway,
You have to uninstall one and delete the other.
I would be fine. I have no opinion on that one. I just keep Phasma because that's the one that I
Fair.
certainly play.
I mean, Forewarned. Once you get a PC, I recommend you try Forewarned because it is very similar to Phasmo, but it's more with mummies and in Egypt.
I think I have seen you. I
Yeah.
have seen you too on stream actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hey, once they get it set up, there's going to be a lot of games that I'm just know you're
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
like, you need
Yeah.
to try this, you need to try that, and I'm going to
Yeah.
be like, okay.
I mean, you might also win some games in raffles. You never know. Anyways,
I got to try and be there to enter the raffles. I've just been
that's
little
fair.
pop-in visits. The last 2 weeks, it's been like, hi, Bruce, bye.
It's fair. Next up, we have Alan Wake, Resident Evil, and The Evil Within.
I would keep Resident Evil. Uninstall Evil Within, and then Alan Wake can be deleted.
Okay. Dead Rising, The Mortuary Assistant, and The Walking Dead.
Keep The Walking Dead.
Mm.
Uninstall Dead Rising.
Mortuary Assistant is a delete.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up we have DayZ, The Forest, and The Quarry.
I really enjoyed The Quarry. But it's like one of them where
Yeah.
that would have to be that would have to be my uninstall. Even though it's probably my favorite out of them.
Yeah.
But it was just one of them like I would never. Once I've done it, I don't know if I'd revisit it. I never had
Fair.
the urge to be like revisit it.
Fair.
And that leaves me with
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising. That would be the keep then.
Okay.
Keep Dead Rising.
Okay. We're still within the zombie category. Next up we have Left 4 Dead, Dying Light, and Dead Island.
Ooh. Oh, that's a tough one.
think
I
you
used almost.
No, I think you still have 3 jokers. Because you used 2 skips.
I've used 2 skips. I like them all.
You could keep them if you want. We're almost at the end.
Yeah, we'll keep them.
Okay, so 2 jokers left. Next up we have 7 Days to Die, The Last of Us, and Project Zomboid.
Delete Project Zomboid, keep The Last of Us, uninstall. The Last of Us.
7
is great.
days. Okay.
The first Last of Us game is just perfect.
Okay, the final one is Little Nightmares, the Alien series, or as it's properly called, the Predator series, and then we have Silent Hill.
Oh, Silent Hill's good.
Yeah.
Aliens is good. I'd keep them all. I'll use the one
Fair.
of my
Fair.
lines. I'd keep them.
Fair. Okay, so the next game is called Rename the Game. The goal of this mini game consists of simply swapping one word from a game title, and that game title should have 2 or more words in it to be eligible, with any given word. So let's say, for example, well, your word is moo or mumu. Let's add mumu.
It would be Momo.
Yeah. We have 2 minutes on the clock. We'll take turns saying those names. I will start with Assassin's Mumu Mirage.
Mumu Fiction.
Fair. Final Mumu 14.
Mumu 14. I like that. Oh god, I gotta think.
You can look at your Steam.
Yeah, that's one of the. High on Mumu.
Okay, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Mumu.
Generation Mumu.
Okay.
That's a good game there.
Lethal Mumu.
Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Mumu.
Oh wow. Mumu Simulator 3.
Mumu Become Human.
Once Mumu.
God of Mumu 3 Remastered.
Oh my god. Just Mumu 3.
Just Mumu 3. I literally got Just Cause in my library here. Oh wow.
You could say Just Cause 2, for example, or Just Cause 1.
I know, but I was cheating.
No. It's
find that
games,
cheating.
it's not franchises.
Metal Gear Mumu: The Phantom Pain.
Okay. Sketches Mumu.
We done Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Call of Duty Modern Mumu.
Okay. Mumu 6 Siege.
6 Siege. Um, Heavy Moo Moo,
Disney Dreamlight Moomoo.
The Last of Us Part Moo Moo.
And that's all the Moomoos we got. I mean, that's all the games we got. Basically, time is up, and you win. Okay.
I
So
didn't want to like go through a whole series of like, I
That's-
could do every since Assassin's Creed. And I was gonna try keep going different
no,
games. And
you
when-
could
when
go
gave
all
me
the
Just
series.
Cause,
I
was like,
I really don't mind. You could have gone all the series.
yeah, that's too quick.
Anyways,
I gotta mix it up.
that's fair. So next up is the final segment, which is the mental health segment. I know Icon shared a very touching story last time. So
Yeah, that was.
if you'd like, if you still remember details of it, if you want to go through it again, feel free. Otherwise, we can skip that part. I don't mind.
Hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'll
All right.
happily-
All right,
I can happily share it for you.
I'm here to listen again. So go ahead.
So for mental health, I mean, I kind of touched on things that we know how we all go through our battles and struggles, growing up and living in the world of today. One of my worst ever times and experiences was when I tried to take my own life. So, young Icon got bullied a hell of a lot in school, whether it was for your appearance, through being what we would call not like mainstream. I was very much part of like into a lot of different things that everybody else wasn't. It wasn't, I was more into, I got bullied for simple reasons of liking rock music over than what was ever in the charts, and there's certain little things like that. So being bullied for how I was, how I was, as a person with my likes, my appearance, and everything, and I kind of, growing up with it all, I found somebody that I thought, who kind of related to me in a way. We grew very close. We're into the same sort of things, and it was we grew close and we started dating. We started being a thing and having a relationship together. And when you put that kind of trust with somebody, and which is what I did, you felt like this was kind of like a safe place. This is somebody that, they're similar to me. We come from, the same way kind of thing, with our interests and how we are. So putting all that trust and love into somebody, and quite simply, in a term, that was a very, very unhealthy relationship, is how it turned out to be. And abusive relationship, she abused of me, mentally, physically is where it got really bad. And me being very, I call it now naive. Because when you originally feel that you are safe, that this person understands you and you have that connection, realizing the abuse that she was doing on me mentally, how she was treating me, how she made me feel, and I just accepted it because I was kind of like, I love this person. This is I'm never gonna meet anybody like this. And essentially, I got to a point where she lived very far away from me, so I'd always have to catch a train for a few hours to go up and see her in whatever time I had. And even though things were happening for so long, I still kept going back there, which again, I say it now, like, if I could go back in time, why? I still question it to this day of why the hell did I keep going back there when I knew what was going to happen. But essentially, throughout it all, I remember trying to come back after a very terrible time of she's left a mark on me in places that won't heal very well, and it still haunts me, I guess, to this day, or it comes back to haunt me because there's certain marks in certain areas on me, which when years later, when you have met up with other people, when other relationships formed, you can't miss them. So it always stirs up a conversation, and it's like, whoa, do I upload this baggage? Do I let them in and say, well, this is how this got here and what I went? It always causes a whole confliction because, unfortunately, any partners or people that I get intimate with will eventually, they won't go unnoticed. But to go back on track, I remember being, after it all happened, and I'm trying to catch the train back home, I was so down and low about what happened, and finding out that she was also cheating on me, even though I probably knew at the time anyway, but when it finally all came out, and I have that weight of, why am I here? What have I been doing? Why have I gave this person everything that I could because I thought I loved them? Because originally they made me feel noticed, safe, and that I wasn't so different that everyone else always thought I was.
Yeah, there is something I just need to add here. There's something I read last month that really clicked with me, and I think it would probably fit the story. I read something in Arabic that translates to the version you see, the final version you see of a person when you stop talking or at the end of your relationship was the true form from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I'll be honest, Boosie, it was to me it felt like two very different people. Then over the silly amount of time that I allowed it to all carry on and happen, older me would not go through that. Like, the first sign of it now would be like, whoa, it's warning flags, red flags are waving, red lights are going.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't, again, maybe it's me being younger, naive, but I just remember being on that train station, and over here, trains, not every train stops at the station that you're at, and they announced on the tannoy that the train wasn't going to stop here, and I just, ashamed of what I put myself through, I wanted out. I wanted an end. And I was very fortunate that day, because when that announced on the tannoy, I made a run for it. Bluesy.
Yeah. Once you see something toxic in a person, just always make a run for it. Because I've been through, let's say,
I made a run for the train that wasn't going to stop.
Yeah, I've been through something kind of similar, but my story is that one of these ex-boyfriends that I had took advantage of me, kind of tried outing me in front of my father, and then he was just inside of him, his soul was just relaxing and just enjoying what's been going on, and then I am taking the blows, and it was in a sadistic way. That's the words. He was treating me sadistically, And then I was
Yeah.
like, I allowed it, because every time I looked in his eyes, he made me feel like something
Yeah.
that drew me in. But then I gathered my myself and everything, because prior, when we were dating, because we did it for like almost 7 months, and then we became official for another 7 months, so that's 14 months gone. And when we started becoming official, he just turned around, changed. He told me, like, don't get me gifts, I don't like gifts, don't do this, don't do that, don't wear this, don't wear that. And then I was like, okay, but I can handle blows, but up to which level?
I can relate to it, because I was with this person for near 2 years of my life.
Yeah, and he cheated
I
on
was
me,
the
and he
one-
told me as well. Like, he told me, like, okay, I've flirted with this person, and the next thing I know is, out of reflex, because we were on the balcony here at my house, I grabbed his phone and threw it off the balcony. I'm like, okay, good luck cheating on me now. And then when he went back down, he had forgotten his stuff. I went back down to give him his stuff, and then when I tried going, I threw them in his face. And then when I tried going back up to my house, he pinned me against the wall, and he was like, calm down, calm down. And this is where my physical abuse to him came out. I've never abused anyone physically, but this was like a moment of rage, and I was blind. So the next thing I did is I punched him twice, once in the face, on the nose, and once on his arm. Then I kind of grappled and twisted his arm, and then I gave him like a head wedgie, and then I told him, like, just fucking leave me alone. That was because I
See,
couldn't handle being cheated on.
all the abuse being marked.
Yeah.
I suspected that she was cheating on me. It was kind of, it was obvious, but when it finally came out and I was done, I was never, I was
Yeah.
never gonna, I'm never gonna hit it. I'm never gonna hit it. I'm never gonna lay
Yeah.
a hand. And I never would. I don't know how you can supposedly care for somebody and do this.
When the
horrible-
heart has enough, the heart doesn't care, doesn't give a fuck when you've had enough. But also, it's not that. It's like, have you tried asking her why she did this?
I would never.
Yeah.
When I got out and I had the whole shame of it, and I'll go back onto a bit onto track of the story. I couldn't handle the shame. I couldn't handle what was going on. I couldn't bear to tell anybody about it, and that's when I ran. And when the train got announced that it weren't stopping at this platform, I ran for it, and I was very lucky in the sense, obviously, somebody clocked me, knew that I wasn't. My intention. They knew my intentions were very quick, and this person, I thought I was quick. It was I was probably in one of my best fitness states, so I ran pretty quick, and he stopped me, and then somehow he stopped me. He spotted me. He
Yeah.
spotted. And this guy should be. I'm probably made light of the situation. Maybe that's just one of my ways of dealing with it. But now I would say this guy deserves to be running in the Olympics for gold medals, because I can't believe how quick he was. And saved. He kind of saved my life. But he did.
Yeah.
And I managed to get back home. But I went home with feeling all the guilt. I was always asking myself, why would somebody who supposedly cares about somebody cause them so much physical harm, mental destruction on my mind? Why would they tamper with the feelings when all I did was try to give you my all the love I had? And then you start thinking and say, why did I allow that to happen to myself? You start taking the blame for
Yeah.
it. Why did I
Yeah.
allow that? Why did I let them physically do that to me?
Yeah.
And again, I was trying to battle on. I was trying, and mental health is not something that will. There is no cure. There is no pill. There isn't. It ain't like a virus that can be treated to
Yeah.
fix yourself. You know, and it's. As I got older, I realized it was something to learn about, to understand myself, what sets me off on terms of triggers, how to recognize things. But that took many years to understand, and I
Yeah.
did get help with therapy, but that took me probably too long to actually start doing. But from where I am back then to where I am now is very different. But going through all of that, again, I tried again, and I had at the time, unfortunately now we don't speak, we're not on
How
speaking
long
terms
ago
at
was
all.
it, by the way? How long ago was that relationship, or did that relationship end?
That relationship end, I started when I was 16.
You can state years instead if you want.
It started when I was 16, and it finished when I was 18. Knew of this person before I was 16, and before we started dating, but we were dating at 16, and it ended when I was 18. But trying to deal with that, I had a friend out of nowhere who, like I said, we're not on talking terms now. The friendship's kind of gone, which is kind of sad when I think about it. Sometimes this guy, he saved my life on a second attempt. I tried to do it again.
Yeah.
And, to me, after what he did that day, I always felt like I owed him like a life debt. And unfortunately, this person, who I would say I saw him as a brother after everything that we went through for a number of years, but kind of did me dirty in later adult life, and now we're not really on talking terms anymore. I don't wish the guy any bad, as much as it's sad that what we went through. We were close at one point and we helped each other a lot, that it is no longer happening. But I wish him the best in for his future, because without him as well, I wouldn't be here. So as tough as life can be sometimes, I do look at it and say, like, this journey that I've gone on has got me to where I am today. And though there's some days where my mental health isn't great, you start doubting, you start thinking about, where am I going in life, and you question things and be like, damn, I see other people having success in their love lives and moving on to other stages, and I'm like, I don't think I'm ever gonna have that. That's what goes from my head. Like, I don't deserve that. I mean, I'm nowhere near that kind of thing happening. But I managed to survive a number of attempts on my own life trying to take it. And I'm here now, and without everything that happened, I wouldn't be on the journey that I am. I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have met so many great people, and that's kind of been my life, is kind of been very Twitch involved in the last 2 years, especially. Twitch has been a big part, and You know, like even now, I have been working some crazy hours and away from the Twitch world, away from and I've missed it. I've, you know, missed seeing people that I would religiously watch their streams. You know, I would, you know, be crafty and make sure I got time to be there and watch and hang out with, and everybody there. And you know, it's really hit me that it's like I haven't been able to speak to people, and it's, you know, I mean, you've seen it yourself. When you streamed, it's more of a I pop in to say hi, and unfortunately by the time
and then you scream at me, you scream at me with the sheep and stuff.
Yeah, and then I have to go because I'm back on the work, so I don't really.
Fair.
You know, it's this last 2 weeks hasn't been as fun because I haven't been able to even really talk to you. I haven't really been able to talk to the people that I.
Never worry. Just maybe. Like I know it's like. This episode probably will be next week, since like a day or maybe the day of my birthday or a day before, but like tomorrow, we're recording like on the 15th, the 16th is tomorrow. So if you don't have any work, or if you have work, just try and do !join or like a ticket, depends on what's pinned, to join the raffle, get a chance to join.
But like I will say about everybody that I am.
Oh yeah, I know.
Close within the community, and it's amazing how much I have. It's really eye-opening because I've got so used to the last 2 years that I'll be like, hey, I may not be able to catch every stream that they do. Maybe, you know, maybe it's the case that I'm lurking in the stream because multiple people are streaming in at the same time.
Yeah.
When you go from having connections and talking to everybody kind of virtually every day because of how the circle works, if somebody, you know, I might be streaming Monday and like people are there, and then like Sin might stream, and then I'll see him in Sins, or I'll see him in flipping 07s, you know, or, you know, how it all goes round. I will be seeing them, and I get to
you have like a certain group of people or a certain group of like select streamers you love to watch, which is what I've started noticing about myself. Like I know I follow everyone, and I like go around and make my rounds of people and say hi to them, but then I'm like, okay, but I feel more at peace, more at home with my circle.
Yeah, I mean, I have noticed we all grow, we all change. You know, we have to grow. We have to. There's always room for growth. Where I started at in Belair's community, and I was religiously there a lot. Obviously, time zones come into play with things because I can't. You know, if they're streaming and it's like 3 a.m. my time. One, I've been at work anyway at that time, or getting up for work, so I don't really get to spend time there. But you know, it does have an impact on how often you can be there. But you know, I've for the last year got really. I love watching Flippin' 07. Again, my favorite streamer. I must admit, I've never had so many laughs watching him be daft, and I really have missed being there the last 2 weeks. Even though I popped in to say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm at work, but it's like, just sometimes when you go into a stream, and people are like saying your name, saying hi to you, that warm welcoming, like I've missed that so much. And like today has been like the first day in the last 2 weeks where I've actually been able to pop into people's chat and actually speak to people for, you know, a longer period of time, instead of just being like, hey, wishing everybody the best, sorry, I've got to go.
I do that basically when I'm at work. I always keep my eyes on things, but mostly I have some of the tabs or like the PC muted, because it's linked to a mixer, so I don't press that button, but everything is still running in the background. But anyways, Icon, thank you so much. I wanted to talk even more, but
you can say,
time is of the
I
essence.
hope we get to have we'll link up again to
Of course.
have a chat, because
Of course.
I tell you now, like, mental health is a battle,
Hmm.
but I don't know where I'd be without
Yeah.
the Twitch communities. The past 2 years have really
Yeah.
kept me going at times,
Same.
where it's like give me like it's almost like a reason when I start
Yeah.
doubting myself of, like, even like, why am I working myself into the ground? Sometimes I'm like asking myself, and for what? And then I have made so many great friends.
Yes. I will send
I don't
you.
know.
I will send you one song that can help. I will. Like, I wrote it. It's called Balloon. It's from a surprise project. I'm not gonna say when it's out, but it's supposed to be out before my upcoming album. So I wasn't expecting that, but I was like, well, it feels like a summer album, and I don't want to wait to next year. And January would be Australia summer. So, well, I
Hey,
just caved in, and yeah. So here's the song. Listen to it at your own pace. It's called Balloon, and it's about like letting go after all the drama, because there's a lot of drama that's been going on.
drama follows this, but
Yeah.
I am very fortunate in the
Yeah.
position I have with the friends that I have made. I don't have a massive social life in my own country now. I do have somebody that he will say I'm his brother. I call him my little brother.
Yeah.
Flying Hovey is like my one friend that's in where I live. Well,
Yeah.
he's not close to me, but he's in the same country as me. That is my one friend. So Twitch has been
That's good.
I'm very grateful for people that I've met. And,
That's good.
I have loved this whole streaming journey, even if I have been like kind of non-existent for this past month and a bit, and probably even September as well, where way things looking. But I do want to upgrade the stream. I do want to get back into it, and even try and, even though my daily routine is different every day, try have some sort of schedule to take on this streaming, because
Yeah.
I love hanging out with people, and I would love to make more friends.
More time.
And
Yeah.
you've introduced me to a lot of people already, and I hope to do that. And hey, I would love to start streaming more, and people to come by, and hey, I'm always one for supporting everybody,
Step by step.
as you do.
Step by step, my friend. Step by step.
That's the goal. That's
Yeah.
the goal.
But anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening, and bigger thanks is to Sir Icon for doing this again with me, even though it was a little bit brief and a little bit shorter than the original one. But
Yeah.
as I said, like, time now, people are like, I'm at a point in my life where like, okay, I don't mind people talking a lot, but also like, let's get it over with, because people want like fast content, and I've been seeing like
Yep.
movies
And I can
movies
waffle,
getting
I waffle.
movies getting bigger, and then the series or the songs getting shorter. I don't know what's going on with the world. But anyways, go check out my friend Sir_Icon_1001 on Twitch. Follow him so you can catch him live anytime he starts streaming or comes back to streaming. And I will see you in the next episode, guys. Hopefully, if you're listening to this, if it's out on August 20, tomorrow's my birthday, August 21st. If it's out on August 21st, then I'm probably streaming, and you'd be probably listening to this. And but I hope you enjoy it first and foremost. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.